right now. Oh shit. Hold on. Gotta mute myself. There we go. It's been over a year since the AniBrigade has come back. But, as you can see, we've all returned. Better and bigger than ever before. Sound off!
Yo!
Yeah!
Hey! What is going on?
Some car going on, Miles.
My fellow anime weebs, otakus, children of all ages. You are about to witness the most controversial and the most probably best podcast of the AniBrigade that you have ever came through. And today, we are going to talk about
the best
anime community drama.
Dun, dun, dun.
Take it away with your host of the channel and the host of the AniBrigade, MemoryNK!
Yo, what is going on, everyone? We are back, obviously, as they've already addressed. It's been about a year, actually, because the last one we had was in February of 2018, so kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Came back. It took a while, I know, but we are here, and what a way to come back with some juicy content. You know,
we got some juicy topics to talk about today, guys.
Right now, we should start talking about our chat tellers for weebs.
As always, we have Miles here, or the last episode we had, he was Professor Anime, but now he's
evolved.
He is MyRuzu. He's got plastic surgery, and now he's MyRuzu Kage.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit.
So we got Miles, MyRuzu, links down in the description, and also we got Blade Ninja.
I was just saying, man, my intro was hype there. There we go.
009.
He's the 009 marker.
He's the Blade and the Ninja.
What do you mean, Usama? Pro Annie stepped down. What do you mean? He never stepped down. He only went up from here, bro. He went up.
And we put Gon down in the corner just for him.
Just for anger.
For anger purposes.
So yeah, we're gonna be discussing a wide amount of topics, I'd say, in the current anime community drama. We're gonna just get right into it to start off, and we're not gonna beat around the bush or anything. We're gonna get straight to what has been the hot topic of the anime community, and it's all around Vic. So,
I was gonna say we should also hold on. Let's put a little disclaimer. Each one of us has a very different opinion on this whole Vic Mignogna situation. But this thing is, we're not gonna start putting accusations on anyone. We're not gonna start saying, "Oh, this happened, because none of us here, even the people that are involved, I think know what the hell is going on with half this stuff. They're making up a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is
Exhibit A. That's the problem.
Right. So what we're gonna do? Yeah, that's one of the problems. What we're gonna do is we talk about this stuff and all that shit. Don't be fired at each other if someone says something different than us or whatever. Just try to keep it very cool and calm and collected. Okay.
Yeah.
And remember that, again, every opinion's our own.
Yep. And that goes for people in the chat as well. So we should probably say, if you can't take a damn opinion, just maybe leave for this one. I don't know, because I mean, honestly, you should be able to respect each other's opinions and have like an actual discussion about it, rather than
that's the anime community, folks.
That's literally what we're trying to talk about today. That's literally what we're trying to talk about today.
The whole point of this.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to say, I mean, I know this isn't my channel, but shout out to
Veridan, my boy, coming in with the $5 dono. Yo, what is up, my dudes? Veridan
represent
also coming in. I'll be making sure to split that with my brothers here.
Oh man, shit! I can get a soda. Nice.
Hey, there you go. But Veridan always supporting the stream, always supporting the channel as well as you guys. It's been a while since I saw Osama. I think in a stream actually. I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So I'm glad that he's here. Ali, Computer Curry, Blaze, what's going on, my boy?
Yep, I saw Neko over there.
And
I saw a lot of people from. Let's see, hold on. 11.
Feels like we never left.
Yuki, yeah.
That's good. People. That's good. We're getting 20 people. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and retweet that on Twitter really quick. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I forgot. We gotta do that manually now because.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, God forbid.
Oh, also, guys, if you want to support the stream, like the least you guys can do is go over on Memory's Twitter and go ahead and retweet the stream. That'll be great.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yep. I did the same thing.
Right. But I want to start off with this Vic thing.
Yeah, we should get it out of the way first. I feel like that's why we wanted to talk about it first, because the hottest thing, get it out of the way. Not save it for the end, because I know it's what everyone wants to hear about and talk about right now. That's just the reality of things, So, you guys are probably more educated on it than me. I have looked into it a little bit, but pretty much it seems like Vic. Like, some people have came out and have said that I guess Vic has, would you say inappropriately, touched people or made people feel uncomfortable?
He's basically been...
All of that.
Yeah.
The allegations are sexual harassment. Can I really quickly just...
Yeah, you guys can go into it more than I can. I have an opinion. I have an opinion still. I have an opinion still, but I know you guys are well more educated on it than I am, probably. So, yeah. I mean, Miles, you can go into whatever you wanted to say, man.
All right, let's go. All right, so, look. Look
here.
Look and listen. Listen. Okay? I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible. Okay? This is definitely, something that shouldn't be taken too lightly. I mean, sexual harassment is a very sensitive topic in general. Okay? Mm-hmm. But this is the thing, okay? Vic has been accused with accusations of sexual harassment, right? Okay, he is one of the most notable voice actors in the anime community, right? Yep. And I have personally met Vic from a con, and I'll tell you right now, Vic is one of the nicest people that I have ever met in my life, hands down. Okay. And I will admit that Vic can be very expressive and very affectionate towards his fans.
Yeah.
But, okay, despite that, okay, I don't see Vic as someone who is going to purposely sexually harass someone. Now, first off, in a con, you can, if you know how Vic is, if this has been going on for years, people literally could have asked Vic, hey, I don't want to be given a hug or, the kiss on the cheek or whatnot, and he would be down for that. He would,
Yeah, I just want a signature or something.
Exactly. I highly doubt out of my mind that he would go out of his way to just caress someone, okay? So, Now, there's also the other thing that he's also been accused of homophobia, right? Now, with that topic in general, now Vic has, I believe I read this recently, that Vic has stated that he doesn't want to sign, I guess, fan art depicting gay characters, right?
Because it's not canon. Because it's not canon.
Right.
Well, I don't know about the whole canon thing, but I'll tell you right now that Vic isn't homophobic because he even stated it on his official statement on Twitter that you can look. Maybe by the end of this video, we'll put a link down in the description or not. But he has stated that he's not homophobic, and also I have seen a video with proof, okay, of him defending the LGBT community, okay? So there is that, okay? Now, second of all...
But that was his reasoning for not wanting to sign the fan art, I believe, was because
it was also because he didn't want to sign anything depicting pornographic material.
Yeah, and especially if it was especially if it was non-canon. You gotta respect the man's
opinion if that's
like
the
if
case,
it was
you know?
like, say if it was like a fan art of, say if he, this is just an example, say if he played Ash in Banana Fish, right, and someone came to him,
he is very religious,
and say if someone came to him with a fan art or a picture of Ash and AG like kissing each other, I think he would sign that, because that's like actually like a thing in the show, kind of like it's like canon, you know. But say if you have like, I don't know, what's two characters that are like shipped together that like are not really in a like relationship in a series, like what would you say, like Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh, like if they're kissing each other and like rubbing over,
I don't know, man,
dude, yeah, but come on, like making out with each other and all that. If say if he played like Yu-Gi-Oh or something, and someone came to him with a fan art with like Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh naked laying all over each other, I would not sign that shit either. I would be like, no, this isn't canon. This is like, you know.
That's the thing.
That doesn't mean he's like homophobic. That just like
exactly like it doesn't even matter if it's the whole canon thing or not. Like if he doesn't want to sign it, he doesn't want to sign it. But that doesn't mean that someone's homophobic because they don't want to sign it.
Right.
So,
right.
All right. I'm sorry. This triggers me a little bit, but anyway, we'll continue. So we'll continue. Okay. So he has been falsely accused of sexually harassing his fans, right? But there is no police report. There is no police reports that we have seen surface at all. And even if there has been people saying that, oh, I've been sexually harassed, or by Vic and whatnot. Like, where is the evidence?
All they've done is report it on social media.
Like, where is the evidence? Like, I want to. Yeah. Let me just finish. I'm sorry. Let me finish really quick. Okay. Like, where is the evidence regarding this? Like, if somebody has been sexually harassed from Vic Mignogna himself, I want to see the evidence of backed up testimonies. Like I can't see Vic do that at all.
Yeah, if he's acted like this for 10, 15 years, like he even said, I haven't saw any videos, but he says you could find videos of him at cons from 10, 15 years ago where he's acting the same way he does nowadays.
Yeah.
So, like, if he's been acting this way for so long, then, don't you think we would have... Like, I don't know. Don't you think we should have something like I've never heard anything about this until now. Like, it seems like it all just came out of nowhere. It seems like it all just came out of nowhere at one time.
Yeah, I think some people are blowing it a little bit too out of proportion, and because of I'm pretty sure there have been voice actors who have basically telling Vic, "Hey, bro, what you're kind of doing is a little unprofessional, just due to how expressive you're being,
and especially how people are nowadays."
Yeah, and you can look at Vic's apology. He even admits that he's gone very lazy over the years because, with so many fans coming at him, when he's used to the same shit over and over, you expect, more people to kind of be inclined for that same, reason, So, again, like, I'm not saying that we should completely deny all of these, people who are saying they've been sexually harassed and whatnot, because if you're a victim, you're a victim. But all I'm saying is I want to see proof before you cause this guy to literally lose his career. He's already lost several jobs. Funimation broke ties with him.
His career basically was already destroyed.
You basically destroyed this guy's career.
His career is already.
And even if he does come back, it's going to be a long time until Vic is prominent within,
Yeah, because
I don't want to say the anime community, but like with bigger higher ups of the anime community, like Funimation,
what that ties into really well.
This gets me pissed off. All right, anyway,
what ties into really well is someone mentioned it. I think it was I want to say it was Aneka who mentioned it about the VAs and stuff. The voice actors like for Bulma, Monica Rial, another one. I think actually Monica Rial, I think is the voice actors of the new Bulma. So I apologize, put them together. But a lot of the voice actresses and actors, too, have been saying that they've known Vic in the past, and he's been known to be very overly, I want to say, like, touchy-feely with a lot of the people that he's gone to conventions with. Yeah. Now, I find this, one thing I was talking to these guys about earlier, but I also obviously say now, is it's interesting it just came out now. You know, like all these statements are coming out now, and I get that. I get the whole thing with a lot of people that they're afraid to say it.
They're afraid, so they wait for someone else, and then it's just like a chain reaction kind of.
Right, and that happens with all the big stars and all. You know, that's the whole Hollywood drama right now at the moment. But the thing that doesn't make sense to me is that voice actors and actresses have the ability to stop that if that was the case. They could have done this ages ago, going, "Hey, listen, Vic, we can't let you do this anymore. You know, stop doing this."
I feel like
they could have reprimanded him. Right? No, they could have reprimanded him ages ago. Monica Rial is, you know, she used to be a low-grade voice actress, and as time went by, she's now like one of the people in charge of various things at Funimation, where she could actually hire people and fire them at the same time.
Right.
And what's interesting though is that none of them at all ever made claims of this happening. You know, I've watched, because I'm one of those people. I watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and I watch a lot of the commentary with the voice actors and actresses for a show and stuff. And Vic Mignogna seems to always have gone along with all of his fellow voice actors and stuff. He's never ever had a problem with them. He's always talked to them. They've never ever said anything that ever seemed derogatory towards, you know, Vic. And then all of a sudden, this one dude, or excuse me, was it dude or was it a girl? The first one.
No, it was a girl. It was a girl.
Okay, this one girl came out, because I lost track of who claimed is the first one to say something, because that's also another thing. People have been saying, "Oh, I said this ages ago."
That's the thing. Like how this all started. Some of these messages have actually been deleted, so you can't look them up, which kind of makes it a little bit more suspicious. It more sketchy. But go ahead.
And again, like I said to you before, it was on social media of all things.
Right.
Like as Miles said perfectly. You know, as someone also, you know, who loves criminal justice and the whole concept of law and order, you would have first came out with saying, "Hey, listen, I'm going to write up a report." You can write on social media all you want, say, "Yes, I was sexually touched or sexually inappropriately touched by Vic, whatever," and you would have put it out, and then you would have went to the police and said, "This happened to me." And I think, especially nowadays, where people are very upfront and going into it, going, "Hey, listen, this has happened to me. I want to file a report," and then come out with something against them. None of that happened. All that happened was people going, "Oh my God, Vic touched me here and I didn't like it. It was inappropriate," followed by a slew of other people saying the same thing. And it was coming out nonstop, where people were saying, "Oh, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, this happened."
Yeah.
Listen, Vic's not, and I'll be honest with you. Vic is a big star in the voice actor world. I get that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not a movie star.
Which is why he's getting this backlash, because of his, like, literally people are taking advantage of his overly expressive, you know, affectionate nature of his fan.
I'll get into that in a second, because what's funny is that, here's the thing. He's not a movie star. He's not a big-time star.
Yeah.
He's a voice actor. We've seen voice actors fall before for doing criminal things. What was the one guy that used to voice the guy from I can't think of DXD.
Oh, Issei. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Issei's voice actor was arrested because he had child pornography on his computer.
Yeah,
he was gone like that.
Yeah,
they didn't wait. The minute that happened, he was gone. There was no, let's type up, "Listen, we saw him with these things years ago. We decided to keep quiet." But no.
Right.
The minute I found out, he was gone from that completely. Right. And his career is now out the window. I don't think he's ever going to get a role ever
again. Can I talk about something really quick?
No. Oh, yeah, hold on. Just before I lose my train of thought real fast. And then to kind of end this part of the whole thing, you have Vic then, now all of a sudden, you know, losing all these things. He lost his Rooster Teeth thing. He lost Funimation, obviously. He's probably going to lose various other things. And Crow, who's one of the best characters in RWBY, which saddens me greatly. But the thing is that now he's losing all these things, and again, it's just off of hearsay. There's no, we have video proof, or we have testimony from someone. Nothing. It's all hearsay.
And especially with how it is nowadays, like with like framing things, like with Photoshop, or like you like, who knows?
Inspect
like,
Element.
The media.
Hey, I wonder who does Inspect Element a lot here.
Hey, the media.
I mean, that's how people get you now.
The way the media is nowadays, it's kind of scary, dude. Because like anything can be framed or like made to look an entirely different way. Like with Photoshop or just with Inspect Element, like, you know, and the common person really isn't gonna pay attention or notice, you know, these things, like, right? Like, it's really only for, like, in these specific cases, for the people that were actually there, you know, because I haven't saw a video yet. I haven't saw You know,
there are no videos.
I haven't saw proof. And
there is
another
no
thing, I know Miles wanted to talk, but another thing that I wanted, if this has been happening for so long, and you know Vic has all these connections in the voice acting industry and all of that, like if this was happening like 10, 15 years, or even like the last 5 years or whatever you want to say, like them, I feel as professionals, like you need to come out and say something. You know, like you as a professional, like I could understand maybe the common person, like just the common girl or common guy or whatever, but you as a professional in the same industry should you should come out and say something.
An industry that's growing, mind you. Industry that's growing. Like I mean, the anime the anime industry, is bigger than it ever was before.
Like if he's guilty, then obviously, like, dude, like okay, like it's like validated, right? But like if he's actually guilty, but like if this has been happening for so long, like I just feel like if I was working with him, even if I was like maybe not even like a close friend, but like say if I worked with him maybe on a show or something, and like have been in the recording booth with him or something, like if I'm a professional voice actor in the same industry, in an industry that's growing, an industry I love and care about, like I'm sure a lot of them are really passionate about this kind of thing, right? Because why else would they be doing it? But like I would come out and say something, like, or I don't know, like maybe get, I don't know, like an intervention maybe, or like
exactly.
something with like with a group of people, like discuss the issue at hand. I don't know, they may have done that already. I don't know, like
no, but but then again though, it's like if they did do that, why not mention this ages ago? Why not say something? Why not have it where he would be warned? Hey, listen, or even like for example, there's if you ever go to a convention, obviously we all have, but some people maybe in the chat haven't. A lot of voice actors will also have rules sometimes next to it, like going, listen, no taking a picture of me, no hugging me without my consent, etc. Because they want to make sure that those guidelines are set in place. So if Vic had been reprimanded for being someone who touches people inappropriately, you would think that he would be like, okay, listen, we gotta set that up right away. Make sure that no one comes over here. Make sure, listen, here's the guidelines. Here's all this stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, as I said, Vic is an overly expressive and affectionate individual towards his friends. And honestly, I don't really know too much about his guidelines, so to speak, because if people are coming out about this topic and using the overly expressionism and affectionism, when it comes to him in general, I'm going to just assume that he does that to everybody. But some people don't want that, which he stated in his apology video. Some people don't want that. He just assumed, and that's where, that's where Vic kind of fucked up.
That's kind of a problem.
In today's society,
politically correct society, mind you.
Yeah, everybody. You have to be very careful what you're going to do. Basically, you even have to be careful what you're going to say most of the time. When we're streaming this, we have to be careful. We'll be careful what we say.
Especially though for him as someone who's has the standing that he does in a in a growing industry, one of the top voice actors in the industry. Like he especially has to watch out with maybe he was a little. I think he did actually say this in that video because I watched that video as well. Like when that Q&A or whatever, and he said like he was maybe a little lazy or like a little careless with handling the situation, because like if he's been told like to kind of cut this out or like be careful with what he's doing like 10 or 15 years ago by these other voice actors and actresses, and he still like say didn't make any changes to the guidelines for his signing lines or meet and greets or whatever, then like I don't know, that's kind of a problem to me. But the thing is like I don't know if it's how he was. I'm assuming it's how he was raised and how he was.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I wanted to talk about.
He was probably in he's probably in a really like affectionate, like touchy kind of family, which I see families like that all the time. Like like my aunt, like my dad's side of the family, like they're all like that. When they meet you, kiss you on the cheek, give you a hug, like they're really like
my parents and my family are
like my
that.
cousins, they're like on my dad's side of the family, like they're all like that. Like they're all just really close. Yeah. That's their way of showing like oh, it's been a while since I've saw you.
It could be either it could be either an affectionate or a greeting. Like I saw a video of this guy who made a topic on Vic, and he's from somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure, but going up to someone, even if it's a complete stranger, and hugging is commonplace. You know. Right. Yeah, that's just a form of greeting. But you need to check Vic's background too, because he's not only religious, but he's also, like I said, affectionate, and that just could be depending on how he was raised. Right. So
that's also why a lot of voice actors and actors especially will not hug you.
Yeah,
they'll usually sit down and just if you say you want to sign something, they sign it. Only if you ask them, hey, can I have a hug, or can I have this or that, or handshake, whatever, then they finally do it, because exactly of how this generation is, and this generation's like this. You hug someone and they go, oh, well, my personal space has been violated. And I get that. I understand that, because I work with, for example, I work with people that have various things of being hugged or touched or whatever.
Right.
And there are people that tell you, listen, I don't like people invading my personal space. If I don't know you personally, don't hug me. I don't care if you're famous or not. I don't want you touching me. And I get that. Hey, that's everyone has that, because some people also are germophobic. Some people are, very anxious when someone gets too close to them. There's a whole bunch of things. But here's the thing, is that if you have that issue, you should first off come up and just say, hey, listen, before he gives you a hug, to say, oh, I'm sorry, not to be rude, I'm sorry, but I can't receive a hug.
Yeah, I just want a signing, or I just
right. I appreciate you, and I think you're awesome.
Right.
And I'm a big fan, but just you tell them, because I just have this personal space. But that's it. But,
which I feel like for some people it could be where they're just say they've wanted to meet him for so long or something, or someone because if you're in that line for a meet and greet, you obviously like the voice actor probably, or you right. look up to him. So
him.
So right. I would not put it past people to where they're just in their minds, they're just they're not really thinking about that. I guess when they're in line, they just they're just so stoked, so hyped to see him, But if, like Aaron said, if you are a person though that just, if you know you're you don't like hugs, or kiss on the cheek or forehead, whatever it is, or just being grabbed, just you got to come out and say it, because that's how, if you go to any con, where Vic is there, if you just saw videos or whatever, you should know that he's like that.
Yeah,
right?
He tends to hug people. I mean, there's plenty of videos that show that he hugs people out of random. He's like, oh, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you're a fan. He hugs people.
Yeah.
He's not the only one to do that. I've met people too that are they're quick to hug you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but when I went to Anime Expo, I saw that a lot. Yeah. When I went to Colossal Con here in Ohio, there was a lot of voice actors and voice actresses that were doing stuff like that as well. It's it's not like Vic's the only one who is like that. Like Aaron said. So
and then I really quick want to say, Viridian said, if they didn't say anything to him about the situation, they have no right to say he did something wrong, which is completely true. Right. But really quick, I want to as we close this topic out, I wanted to remind everyone really quick. I don't know how. I mean, this is a pretty big YouTuber, but I'm not sure how many people in the chat know who this is, but Toby Turner, the whole situation with Toby Turner, he was accused of rape, and you know how much backlash this guy got? He got so much backlash of these accusations that it literally destroyed his channel. I'm sure he still uploads video.
Yeah, hold on. Found out lying though, by the way. Just throw that in there.
Yeah. And I'm sure he still uploads videos, but he's nowhere near the level that he used to be now because of those accusations that were against him, that some girl made upon him. And guess what? Come to find out, evidence never came out. And it turns out that the whole thing was completely fake. So. Yep. It ruined his channel. That's look at Vic right now. Yeah. This is gonna ruin.
That's what sucks about it so much, is because, and you don't
companies are too quick to fire.
Yeah, that you don't even see, it's not even, obviously it's with a lot of other things, with athletes. that are accused
because they don't want to get the receiving end of
the athlete or the voice actor or the famous person or whoever it is, they always get the worst of it. It's never the person who, if they're like, if they're actually rightfully accusing or not, like that's that person never, like, sometimes like there have been cases where okay, this person got like fined or gotten in big shit for falsely accusing someone of something like that.
Right.
But which that's probably stuff like we are not really gonna see, because I bet for a lot of these cases where someone is wrongfully accused of something like that, that person and like whoever they have legally, like whether it's like a lawyer or something, they probably go after that person, but we don't really ever hear anything about that or too much about it. But like that's just what's so fucked up, is that like person's accused, especially with how social media is nowadays, shit just blows up. It's bad PR for these companies, so they just instantly jump the gun. They're like, bam, you're like, you're like,
again,
you're
out. I
Like,
get why they fired him, because they don't want to receive that backlash, and it's it's bad PR, like Memory said.
Yeah.
But it's like, I still think companies are very too quick to jump the gun,
But what if
coming out.
See, we don't know this, but like something I was thinking about, like, what if they like say publicly they fire him, but then like really he's still a part of them, but until they figure everything out, that's just something they don't want to.
That is also true.
You think that? Yeah, you like temporarily. What do they call that? Temporary like leave of absence or something. Temporary suspension.
But here's the thing about that though: if they actually did that, here's where this would also hurt the company. So if
they see him in a role,
right? But even if they flat out like say he's fired, let's just say he got fired.
Yeah.
And then Funimation decides that okay, he's innocent of all the stuff that happened to him. They bring him back. You know who would get the most shit out of all that? Funimation.
Yeah.
And regardless, even the people that are supporting, Vic in this case, Funimation would lose tons of money.
Yeah.
Because people would be like, I don't want to support Funimation. They're so quick to falsely act. They wouldn't do it. So even if he's cleared of everything at one point, which I'm presuming he probably will be at the rate he's going right now, but even if he's false with everything, he's not going to go back to Funimation. They're not going to hire him back because of the fact that he's right away in the bad light that's going to affect them in the long run. That even if he's in a good light, it's still going to mess them up in the process.
Yeah,
there'll be some people that say, "Oh, good on Funimation." They rescued Vic and made sure that they apologized to him. But there are more people who will be like, "No, look how messed up this company is. They right away got rid of him, then they bought him back." It's a shitstorm with that.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't blame the companies for doing that. But
I guarantee Sentai will probably, because Sentai hasn't said anything yet so far. Sentai will probably keep him, and I could see him now working with Sentai more on a lot of things personally.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw in like one last thing too, since we talked about like Toby Turner, which Tobuscus. There was another person that also got into a lot of things that I actually enjoyed on Smosh Games. If any of you guys watch Smosh Games, it was Flitz.
Smosh, yeah.
Remember Flitz? Flitz was a guy who was he actually had like a bad eye and he had to get surgery, got his eye back and all that. But the thing is Flitz was another person who he at one point stepped down from the group, and they're like, what happened? They found out because his roommates back in college said that he was like this and that, and they raped him, or actually he raped them or whatever, and this whole thing just started blowing out of proportion. So he stepped down immediately because he didn't want his friends to get in trouble. What?
I'm sorry. Like you just totally reminded me of like what's going on. Like even if I'm not gonna go into a long deal of this because, like I said, we need to wrap up this topic. But like it just reminded me something of completely like that's happening with an American actor now. I forget his name, but basically,
James Gunn. You talking about James Gunn?
No, it's not James Gunn. I'll have to search it up later. But basically, long story short, I guess apparently there was like a racist remark that apparently happened, and this happened like years, and I mean years back. And people are just now literally digging up information, like background information about this guy, about a comment that he made years back. And now he's being tried right now
from that thing that happened years.
That's kind of. It sounds kind of similar to the James Gunn.
Sounds like James Gunn, yeah, because that's.
It's not James Gunn.
But James Gunn is.
I know for a fact it's not James.
Isn't
Gunn.
James
Hart's also go through another thing too with that?
Isn't James Gunn directing Suicide Squad 2?
Yeah, he's doing the new Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
because you know why though? He handled that with the power of other actors. Because other actors immediately jumped to his side and said, "No, this guy did not do anything. We know how he is personally. He would never mean it that way. Look how long ago it was." And it was more, his comment was more off the cuff, where it was more just like a insulting comment, but it wasn't as bad, I think, as a lot of other comments sometimes you see on social media.
Was it Liam Neeson, Miles?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Liam Neeson, yeah.
Yeah, and here's something. Here's something that is just crazy about that too, and this is relating to the Vic thing. Isn't it just, and this is where we'll kind of leave it off here. I know this is kind of something like crazy to leave it off on, but like a lot of these cases, okay, Liam Neeson, he has this new movie coming out called Cold Pursuit, right? And this shit starts coming out right when this movie's about to come out. Vic Mignogna, Dragon Ball Super Broly hits the theaters in the U.S., right? And then all this stuff starts coming out.
Right.
You know, so isn't it just it's just kind of weird how at one moment, all this shit comes out at one moment. Like nothing before, like just all at one, like I don't know.
We're not ending the podcast, but they're carried over.
Not yet. Yeah, we're just finishing up this topic.
Yeah.
We got 2 more topics to talk about.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just crazy how some of this shit happens, and it's just like I said before. Like social media is it's a scary thing. Like I love it and I hate it. I love it and I hate it.
I mean, we'll leave it off with this, okay? We'll leave it off with this. It just goes to show you, with like Memory said, social media, the internet, you know, as widespread, as big as it is, you know, it can literally, with the help of only one person, destroy someone's career.
Yep.
I mean,
we'll leave it at that.
No, I think a better way to lead it. Here's the thing of the day, is that this goes into everything else we're going to talk about in the next few topics we're going to talk about. You know, besides social media being something that could either help someone or damn them completely, you know, do we think Vic Mignogna did this? Here's the bottom line. I don't want to say he did or didn't do it. What I want to say is that if he did do this, where's this? As Miles keeps saying, and as I think we're all saying it, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Where's the actual accusation against him?
Yep.
Where is anything on this dude doing this? That's my bottom line. And it shows that in the current age, all you have to do is type on a keyboard, "Someone touched me inappropriately," and boom. Yeah. You know, and then also take it back, but already the damage is done.
Yeah.
I don't think Vic Mignogna did anything. I'll be honest with you. I think the dude's probably guilty of being, like, as Miles said, also overly affectionate. I think that, you know, he probably did not respect certain people's boundaries. I don't think that's per se a crime. It's nowadays more of a crime than it used to be.
I don't think it's more so he didn't respect them. It's more so because if somebody would have said, "Hey, blah blah blah,"
and then he touched them, yeah. If someone said if someone said that, and then he proceeded to touch them or whatever, then But I literally don't think he did that. Like when Vic Mignogna, when I saw this video, you guys probably saw it as well. I know people in the chat were talking about it earlier.
Which one?
That video of him with those 2 protesters, like holding up the sign that with
the religious one.
Yeah, the religious one. That was when my eyes like really open. I was like, wow, this guy is like a really fucking good guy, dude. Because when he was saying like,
I'm gonna link that to everybody.
Yeah, because when he was talking about that, like how like on the sign they had like fire, brimstone, like all that shit about like God and Jesus and all that. Like I don't want to get too much into that, but like, he's saying like, God, Jesus, wants to spread like happiness, love, togetherness, and all that, and you're not like you're trying to teach the gospel or whatever, but you're like doing it. You're doing it the totally wrong way, and you should be
the zealots,
especially with all these kids that were there and the younger teens and just everyone there. He was like sticking up for them and saying like, you need to show these people what he actually wants to show these people: love, togetherness, Now whether like.
And that's not staged. That's not staged either. That's him actually going at it.
You could tell. You could tell how
I've went to a big convention before, and there was protesters where I was at too. They'll literally sit in the front and protest over the most stupidest shit.
They do that at Comic-Con.
Anyway, I'm not. That's another topic.
No, you're not wrong because they've done that at Comic-Con. I've seen protesters. That's why the police tend to go there quite often because they watch it and stuff. I saw it in New York City. I saw that a few times, not a lot, but I saw a few people that are protesting things and stuff outside. You know, it's like that anywhere else because you always have the zealots going, "Oh my God, how could this be? This is horrible. How can you guys enjoy this? Whatever."
Yeah, like
that's the fire brimstone.
Yeah, like he was telling them just like you should be teaching, spreading a message of love and togetherness. There's all these kids here, there's all these teens here, and you're trying to teach or show stuff like this. Like, what the hell is wrong with you is pretty much what Vic was saying. And he was yelling, he was getting emotional. Like, that's when I really was like, man, this guy's actually, like, genuine. Like, he actually cares, like, about these people around him and about, So, like, when he was...
I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
What was that?
No, I was looking at Veridan's message.
You saw the same comment? Yeah, because I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah.
Because he actually says like the gospel and he actually quotes from exact lines, and I was like, okay, because I'm a religious person, and the thing is that many people go, you don't seem to be like fire and brimstone. I'm not fire and brimstone. I don't believe in doing that. Ironically, in the Bible, if you read the Bible, and it makes me laugh, if you read the Bible, it says not to be like how those people were that Vic was, talking to and arguing with, because you're doing something that's actually going against your own religion by going and saying, like, oh, you should be believing in this. You're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to tell someone once to believe in the word. If they do not want to believe in that, you're supposed to walk away from them. That's in the Bible for the people that don't know the Bible. And he's like, I love how he said it, basically. And I'm like,
yeah. They were all cheering for him and everything. They were all cheering for him and everything as well. And I was like, yeah, if I was there, I would have been doing the same thing. I was kind of cheering for him, like, when I was watching the video, like, that was that was good stuff.
Video,
like,
that was a great video.
Yeah, I think that's where we'll wrap it up. Honestly, like it's just we just need we need to see more. We need to see more. It's just
proof.
Yeah, for me right now, he is innocent. You can't say how can you say he is guilty right now?
Same thing. Like until you show me the evidence, I'm going to go.
If he's guilty, then if he's guilty, then he deserves this kind of backlash he's been getting. If he's not guilty, then unfortunately the damage has already been done. But
he's not,
there's still people on his side backing him and all that, and there's.
And I'll say this right now: if you have the evidence, if you are a victim, okay, if you have the evidence, okay, and somehow, because I heard this from other sources saying that apparently someone has some evidence, okay, but they can't show it for legal reasons. Nah, bro, you need to fucking show it. You need to fucking show it if it's that serious.
No, because you got you know why? You got to be careful. Like, okay, the legality behind it, why you don't want to show it on social media. Is because if you show a video
that I understand, but that should be reported to the police.
Right? No, I agree with that. I'm just saying, but like, not to show it. You can't show it to us or show it to other people because if you do show it, you also involve other people involved in that video, and then it becomes a whole shitstorm of you see these people. These are also people that are. It's you don't want to do that. I learned about that a long time ago in terms of why not do stuff like that. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the whole Vic thing right there. Let us know. You guys in the chat have been like respectful and have been voicing your opinions and been respectful of our opinions and other people's opinions, so that's good. So yeah,
we
keep it the same way in the comments once the stream is over and all that, like down in the comments.
And be respectful because as Vic said in his apology video, the last thing he wants his fans to do is attack each other.
Right.
So please be respectful.
Right. All right. So next up, we're gonna move into
some more controversy.
More controversy. I mean, this whole thing is about. We originally were gonna do 20 minutes per topic, but we went a little bit over.
Yeah, I knew the Vic thing.
It's gonna be the biggest topic of this video, so
it kind of ties into the number 3 thing.
It ties into all of them.
Yeah, it does because we kind of bounced around a bit. But the next thing we did want to talk about, and we probably won't get like too much into this, I guess, because it kind of already ties into what we were just talking about before. But it's like the controversy around Shield Hero, Goblin Slayer, SAO, specifically in the case of rape.
Shield Hero.
Yeah. Well, Shield Hero's Shield Hero's the most recent one, obviously. But before that, it was Goblin Slayer, Shield Hero, and SAO.
And before that, SAO.
Yeah. So, Shield Hero, Goblin Slayer, SAO. The whole thing with Shield Hero, at least, talking about the most recent thing, was the Naofumi being accused of rape. Now, I know
this video is demonetized already.
Now we talked about Vic. It was
now. First off, I just want to say I don't know what the writers or the people at Anime News Network have up their asses about this show. I don't know if you guys have saw any like reviews or anything about Shield Hero, but
the Anime News Network thing?
Yeah, dude. Like I don't know what like.
Yeah,
they gave episode 4 like a B. It was like a B- or something, and like I forget what they exactly said in it, but I remember reading the review and I just face palmed. Like I was like, oh my gosh. But what do you guys think about the whole kind of rape thing with?
Can I get into this one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna go, but yeah,
you could tie it into Goblin Slayer, SAO, whatever you want to do.
So. Here's the thing, okay? And I'm going to actually start with SAO because SAO has always been getting this way back when it was a light novel series where people were talking about this in like smaller detail because the community for the light novel is obviously smaller than the actual, anime. But SAO has always had this thing where it's treaded the line of rape because there are not just one, but like I think every arc has a rape scene somewhere in there. But here's the thing about it. It's a lot of people go, oh, it's for shock value. People go, oh, it's meant to be to push these characters into a certain situation that's unneeded. No, it's the whole point of SEO, and it's always been since day one, since the very first episode, since the very first volume, is it's about people. These are people that are living in this world. There's people that are generally trying to fight through this world, etc. But the bottom line is these people are just that, people. There are people that will try to protect others. There are people who try to immediately go suicidal if things are going not their way. There are people who will try to hurt others because they can feel it's a free reign to do that. And that's why, for me, all the scenes of rape or possible rape has always been a just story element to show these people's craziness. Every character that's ever tried to rape another girl in SEO has been a character that's been a psychopath. And those are things that exist in the real world. Those are various things that we have in the real world.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at Goblin Slayer was another one that the first episode got
goblin rape.
Huge thing.
Yeah.
Because if you actually read old dark fantasy, older fantasy talks about how creatures will rape.
How do you think goblins are gonna be? I know, but the goblins are not going to be like the goblins you find in Slime. They're not going to be like the goblins you find in Overlord. Like, they're not going to be goblins
They ain't going to be what you find in your latest play, MMO.
No, it's so true though, because the thing is that in older fantasies they've always talked about goblins being basically human beings but like deformed or being these like almost caricatures of human beings. But what they would do is they would have sex, obviously, but they would have sex with any female. It wouldn't just be goblins, it would also be regular human girls and stuff. It's been something in culture for ages now, and then you see it in an episode of Goblin Slayer, you're like, oh my god. Oh no!
Yeah, it's a dark fantasy for a reason. Like
it states that. And also, here's the thing too. Crunchyroll was very smart about this. In the very beginning of the episode, they said, "Hey, for mature audiences."
Whoa! Okay, hold up.
Wait, what? Yeah. What? You gonna cut me off, man?
Before that, Crunchyroll fucked up. Before that, Crunchyroll fucked up. But I do agree. Like in terms of like what Goblin Slayer showed, because like before this, Crunchyroll never had a warning about that.
Didn't they start?
They've had it in other shows before.
Didn't they start? Did they have a warning at the beginning of episode 1?
Yes, they had a warning.
They applied it after the
episode 2.
No, episode 2 they had it. Episode 2 they had it. They applied it afterward because originally the episode did not have that at all.
I honestly don't even remember.
After the backlash, that's once they changed it. But yeah, that's one thing I agree with some people on, that Crunchyroll should have had that warning for the series to begin with,
or just.
But everything else is just
show. No, but it's an M-rated show, so M-rated show, no matter what. Like if you go on HBO and watch an M-rated show or a show that's meant for adult, more adult audiences, what do you expect is going to happen? Like that should be like, for example, if Berserk. I don't think Berserk ever had a warning when it first started. People just knew Berserk was going to be, possibly very violent and stuff like that.
The original Berserk never had anything.
Right, and that came out of the 90s. But the thing is that the bottom line is they still handled it in the proper way. They still had, okay, listen, people aren't clearly actually reading or doing research. They're just going, Goblin Slayer, click. Yeah. Oh my God! Stuff hard.
Whoa! Are these goblins gonna be like? Are these goblins gonna be like the goblins in Slime and Overlord, like fighting with us, and they're good goblins? Like they're not good goblins.
Stab someone, rip someone apart, attack them, rip clothes off. That should have been the indicator of, okay, whoa, we're gonna get into some serious shit in 10 seconds. Yeah. That should have been right away the dead giveaway. And most people, if you really felt like you were too young for it, or it felt like it was a little getting too close to home, should have went, you know what? Nah, I can't watch that. No, I'm not gonna watch that. Bottom line. But at least they fixed it. If Miles, what you said is true, they fixed it. At least they went, okay, hey, listen, disclaimer, bad episode, be careful, whatever.
Yeah,
and
they
then
had
it goes
the
to Shield Hero. No, but then it goes into Shield Hero, which so far hasn't done any of this shit. But people are like, oh my God, now Fumi's raping people.
Besides the falsely accused form of it.
Which is ironic, where we've heard falsely accused things, and all of a sudden, where's the... No, that's the ridiculous thing about this. It's like, you're going to get to a point where you're going to watch a show, and it's going to have, like, listen, rape scene incoming, be careful, be warned.
That's the thing. Like, see...
Where's the thing of... No, say before I lose my train of thought. Where's the thing of, here's your age. If you are a 12-year-old kid watching anime, and you are not someone who watches adult anime, or you don't watch anything that's above your age, stick with stuff your age. That's up to the parents. First and foremost.
That's up to the parents, but also some kids nowadays bypass through certain...
Right, and that's a whole other thing entirely. I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, that's really tough to do nowadays.
10 years,
Yeah.
But, it's the thing of the day is that you watch what you're going to watch. It's like, do some research on a show. A show's going to have possibly mature content, because it's not very hard to look up Goblin Slayer and to see the millions of things. People
if you just saw the previews, if you just saw the previews for it too.
Exactly. But I was telling people way back when I've read Goblin Slayer the first couple of volumes, and it was still kind of a lesser known thing. I was telling people this light novel's jacked up. There's some messed up crap in this thing. Be careful when it comes out, if it actually comes out. And people are like, I'll be okay. And oh my God! Oh, goblins! Oh my God, they raped someone.
I almost got now Fumi'd.
But the whole
I think Allie's like serious about that. That's like terrible.
What?
She almost got now Fumi'd.
Oh, that's
Oh, she was being serious?
Accused? You got
if that's serious, then
I think
that's messed up. No, listen, I'm not going to share the personal story of it, but I've known people, close friends, that have gotten accused of horrible things, and I've watched it tear them apart, and they've had to fight against various acts. That's why I'm very touchy with that subject, and why I'm always someone you have to show the evidence for something. I always believe in that first of all. But like with Shield Hero isn't even that bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, everyone's calling out Fumi the worst dude in the world. Look at his character. How his character's supposed to be.
Like, that's the thing I want to talk about really quick.
What's up? Oh, I'll finish it, then you go into it. Now, Fumi's character in the gate is someone he's not saying he's a great guy, but he starts off as a very nice guy, and then these people start accusing him of things and start causing him to hate the world he lives in, and then he becomes a darker person. But even then, he's still not a bad person. He's just darker. He's just taking things more cynical approach. But he never does anything. And it's like, what are you talking about? The Shield Hero's got rape scenes and stuff. What rape scenes? What are you talking about? None of these things happened. So that's my thing on it. It's ridiculous, man.
Or are you about
to say I was just gonna say, kind of going off of what Aaron said. Like, okay, me personally, I get why everybody is, kind of up in arms about the whole rape thing and whatnot. Because I mean, it's a touchy subject, right? Also, I'm not that big of a fan when it's used as a plot device to just drive the story forward. But unless it is a it's for a reason, so to speak. And I think, honestly, in Shield Hero, it's kind of justified because what happens within the first episode of Shield Hero, what a certain character does to him, like, it literally changes his whole personality of the world, of other characters. It's hard for him to trust other individuals, you know, and we literally see him grow and begin to get that trust back as the series progresses.
Thanks to Best Girl, by the way. Best girl.
My best girl, by the way. But yeah, like honestly, I think it's justified.
I agree with you, because I think they did a great job, honestly, off the rip, of just establishing how fucked up the government, the system. I think.
Believe my opinion. Believe my opinion.
He was like, he brought up the Shield Hero volume.
Oh shit! Are we going here? Miles,
hey, I can go grab mine too.
Believe my opinion. Believe
it. No, but I agree with what Miles is saying. Like, it's justified and all that, because they do a good job of right off the bat establishing just how fucked up, you know, this government in the system and how it's ran is, and how you know that's not how your king.
It's corrupt,
it's corrupt. It's not how your king should be. It's not how your princess should be. You know, we thought, you know, the bitch girl was just a normal girl, but we found out recently in the past couple episodes. Yeah, we learned in the past couple episodes. What was it? Episode 4? Or did we learn that? I think it was episode 4. We learned that she's like actually like the princess. So
that was episode 4.
Yeah, so they do a good job of setting that up from, you know, and establishing that at the start, which, you know, it relates to, you know, a lot of what's even happening in the real world now, like with the false accusations, obviously, or we don't know if they're false, but, you know, the accusations with no proof. Also,
we know it's mine, by the way. Mine's.
Yeah. I just call her bitch. I don't know.
Yeah, bitch shot.
The true villains of Shield Hero are the editors.
so there's that.
NNA News Network.
So what was I saying? Where was I getting to? I was saying, okay, it relates a lot to like what's going on right now with the accusations with no proof. There's that, and then also just how corrupt a government can be. You know, there's so many obviously government systems, you know, across the world and all that, and you hear stuff all the time about, you know, whether it's the United States or whether it's, you know, other countries. You do hear stuff, you know, like this happening. Maybe not in the exact case of like false rape accusation or whatever, but you know, lots of other things as well.
Miles, your face. Oh, there goes Vinland Saga now. I'm supposed to be taken seriously, Miles. What are you doing?
I got more, Usama. I got more, but I'm not getting the whole thing because there's a lot of volumes. But I got more. But you about to read some greatness right now? Sorry, when I saw that comment,
I know you're gonna.
I got a little.
Dude, Vinland Saga. That's gonna be amazing. I don't care.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah. But also, just remember,
not in this stream, but. Maybe at the after stream.
By the way, okay? Vinland Saga might be a little controversial because it's gonna have Vikings doing.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
Miles is gonna defend that to the end of the.
Dude, Vinland Saga. Really quick, this is going off topic, but Vinland Saga is one of the best stories in manga that I have read, even putting it close to Berserk, and I'm a big Berserk fan, as you see. Okay, so I mean, okay, and I'll tell you right now, back then, yes, and back then, when Aaron will tell you, he's a history buff, right? Back then, people experienced slavery, you know, just torture. I mean, this is way back then. This was way like. Shit was going down back in the days, bro.
Can I just say the Vikings are probably the ones with the most history, that they would go to a town, kill every single guy there, and then rape the women and rape any girl that was over a certain age.
Vikings invented the word berserk. Berserker.
Because they had people hyped up on actual drugs and opioids.
Which is why... No, that's a spoiler. Don't say that. I'm not going to say that.
No, don't spoil anything.
You were talking about drugs, and
and I saw something in the trailer that kind of spoils something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, I think I always talk about with what,
yeah. Don't talk about it, because memories,
No, listen. No, Vikings. I'm not disrespecting Vikings, but Vikings have legit probably been the most darker race of people in general, because their clans have been known to do some horrendous things. I mean, they're pioneers in other ways. They pioneered, ship travel, ship making, various things like weaponry. They actually pioneered a lot of things, but they were known to be flagged out.
Yeah.
The best thing. Anyway.
But I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my fault. I just got happy after Usama's comment.
Monetization status not existent.
We lost.
It's all right.
I mean, the words coming out of our voice, YouTube's algorithm's gonna pick that up. But whatever.
What about slavery from the past? What happened?
What?
Oh my god!
Are we? So where are we continuing off?
One thing. I guess we could wrap up the Shield Hero Goblin Slayer whole thing. SAO. One thing I did want to say about SAO that I really liked about. Well, I didn't like the rape scene, but what it actually was kind of showing is that the system in Underworld, as perfect as it may seem, it's not perfect at all. There's flaws, there's ways around it, as we saw, with Rios and Humbert, and how, they were kind of getting around the taboo index in the system and all that. So SAO, it went to a length such as rape to represent that, but rape is one of the extreme cases that we see, just not even in anime and manga, but just in general. Rape is always a hot, extreme topic, usually, really tough. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. So SAO decided, to show just really how flawed this system really is to some degree. That's how they decided to go about it and show it. So I like that with SAO. It wasn't like it was for no reason, because before that you would see mostly the taboo index and or just the system in Underworld to be like wow, it's almost like perfect, But we saw that in that episode that really there's problems with this, with what's happening here in this system. So I like that about SAO. I know. This whole thing does kind of tie into what we were talking about before, obviously, with the false, or not the false accusations. Some of them could be false, but just the accusations with no proof. If you, when it comes down to it, if it's a show that, realistically, it's for mature audiences, you shouldn't be watching it. If you decide to watch it and you're not at that age yet, then
discretion is advised.
Yeah, that's on you. You've been warned in most cases. That's why, I don't know. That's why I should encourage. I don't want to encourage people to watch previews because of spoilers, possibly, and all that. But you really should. If you're interested in the show, you should read at least the synopsis, or you watch at least a preview to get a good idea whether or not you want to watch it. That's why most of us read synopsises and watch previews, because that's how we decide if we want to watch a show or not. But yeah,
there's been shows I won't watch because it's either it touches with a certain subject, I'm like, no, that's that's a little too risky, or too personal, I won't touch it. But that's the thing of every single person, like you just said, synopsis exists for a reason. They're on the back of books, they're on the back of if you go to leaflets for certain movies, they exist for that reason, to tell you, hey, listen, this is what the movie's about. This has violence, profanity, nudity, etc. You read that, you go, oh shit, what are you doing, Miles?
I was taking a picture.
You were taking something yeah. That was weird.
So I think that's where we'll wrap up that. Our third thing was just thoughts on current anime community. I don't know if you guys want to go into that.
I kind of do.
We'll go into that.
It'll be shorter.
It'll be shorter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron did make a video on this. So
yes, I did.
So if you didn't see that, go check that out. We can have it linked down below. After the stream's over, I'll put it in there.
I can put the link.
And Aaron can link it in the chat as well if you guys want to go see it. So this is kind of tying into what Aaron was talking about and all that. Just with I know Aaron and Miles have been in the anime community longer than I have. I really started getting into it in the beginning of 2016. The middle of 2015 is when I started watching anime, but I wasn't really like, I didn't fully dive into the community per se, like with discussions.
Wow, 2015 you started.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, he started more recent than we did. I mean,
but 2016 is when I really started to dive into it. And I know Aaron and Miles can vouch for this way more, but just from where I started in 2016 to where it is now in the shift, now granted, there's still like lots of things to like about the anime community.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
some of my better friends on that.
There's even there's things that I see like that I necessarily won't even be following a person, and I still somehow come across things, whether like it's on Reddit or, which I know it's your choice whether or not you want to be on Twitter or you want to be on Reddit or whatever the case may be. But just strictly talking off of where it started when I started diving into the community in early 2016 to where it is now, like all I see on Twitter nowadays, like for the most part, like granted, my Twitter, I don't know, I try not to follow too many people, but I do come across like discussions on Reddit, Twitter, where people are just like a big thing lately has been the My Hero Academia and Black Clover thing. Like, I know a lot of it is just joke. I know a lot of it is just jokes or memes or whatever, like saying Deku is a virgin MC and they draw him like a Dolan or whatever, or all that shit.
A virgin MC.
Yeah, virgin MC.
Is that really what?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's
everywhere. It's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere, dude. But yeah, Deku's a high schooler and people are like virgin MC, but like
it's like, but how many anime characters?
Yeah, but there's like that whole thing with like, there's been that thing with Black Clover and My Hero Academia, like people arguing about that. And here's always been my motto, dude. Like, you watch a show. I've said this so many times, man. You watch a show, you like it, you have your opinion on it. You can tell others like, what you like about the show, what you maybe didn't like about the show, and it goes the other way as well. If you didn't like a show, you didn't like a show. Okay, we still have good discussions in this community, man. But it's more times now you see these conversations just being totally taken out of proportion, and you just can't have a good conversation anymore. It always turns to personal attacks. It always turns to like stuff unrelated to the topic at hand. Like people will start making like
you only watch a shonen.
Like look at you in your profile picture. Look at you in this picture on this day. Like it turns to that, like totally unrelated to the conversation. I'm just like, when I first got in the community in 2016, there was stuff like that, but it was more so like you could actually have a damn conversation with someone about a series without it getting out of freaking hand, and without like it leaving off like with kind of the conversation with a sour taste in your mouth, or you just like blocking that person, right? Right. I don't know. You guys can talk about it way more than I can, I know, but that's just something I definitely agree with Aaron on that I've noticed just in 2 or 3 years. It's just like hard to have a conversation now. Like
it is because
like I'll tweet. Yeah, I'm about to finish up here. Sorry, but I'll tweet like I tweeted the other day I tweeted something about like Raftalia like being my favorite girl this season, and someone responded to me. Someone responded to me and was like I forget, it was someone from the prom. I think it was Emma or Isabella, and this dude was like, dude, how could you say that? Obviously, like right now, it's Emma, you idiot. Like,
I saw that.
All I said was that this girl is in my opinion, the best girl of the season, of the year so far, or whatever, or the season.
Yeah.
And this guy comes in like, no, dude, you're wrong. Like, you're an idiot. Like, it's obviously Emma. Yeah. Like, wasn't even joking.
I saw it.
Because if you know the person that responded to me, this guy's like serious about everything. He doesn't joke around. He doesn't, he's serious. Like. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, but like, just to come in like that, like, I didn't say anything about like any other girl. Like, if he would have came in there and been like, "Oh, I like Raftalia, but in my opinion, this girl is my favorite girl of the season for this reason." Instead, I get the dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like, obviously it's Emma. Like, how could you pick Raphtalia? Like, why? Like, back in like 2016, I probably most likely would have got a comment like, I like Raphtalia, but this girl is my favorite for this reason. Or like,
or someone just would have said, this is my favorite girl. That's it.
Yeah, like, geez, dude, like, why? Why is it like? I blame a lot of it on just how social media has evolved. Like, honestly,
I wouldn't say just social media, but think of it like this: this was the anime community back then.
Yeah, now
this is the anime community now.
Right? No, it's not bigger.
Like it's so huge that I'm glad it's fucking huge. I'm glad, but we got movies coming out now and shit to U.S. theaters. Like, that never used to happen a lot, And I mean, with a bigger community comes cost. Now it becomes more toxic, right?
Right.
So, and I mean, people honestly
it's funny though. Yeah, it's funny though because those people come in and they haven't watched too much stuff. Those people in a couple years are gonna have watched so much more anime that they're gonna come and realize that how maybe they were Some people probably won't change, but there's gonna be those people that will look back on how they acted towards other people like that long ago, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, I've watched all this anime now," and like when I really think about it, I was like, maybe I was like wrong to talk to that person like that or like act that way about that.
How many people
Some people aren't going to be able to come to that realization, but
going off,
there are going to be those people.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, going off what Memory said. I don't. Did I just say Mary? Anyway, Memory. Going off what Memory said. Going off what Memory said, he basically stated that people will fight over the most pointless shit, and it can be based off a character from an anime. Like, I'll tell you right now. Behind the scenes, me and the boys you see right now, we fuck with each other a lot. Okay, and I'll even say, Memory's favorite show is Gurren Lagann. I'll fuck with him with that, I'll admit that, but he knows I'm not being serious, because even I say it's a great ass show, right? Yeah. But like some people, if you say like I don't know, let's just throw out something. Aaron, say like an anime, like give me an anime.
How about One Piece?
Okay, if you compare One Piece to Naruto, right? Okay, let's go with that.
Which is done very often.
Which actually, it's very often. People will just automatically say, "Well, Naruto's shit," or One Piece is shit, because of this reason. And I'm just like, okay, well,
have you read the series?
Though? Have you read the series?
Did you watch it?
Yeah. And I'm just sometimes
shit. It's so shit. I don't want to read it.
Sometimes these things turn on to like big flame wars, like, oh, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, and I'm just like, bro, it's just a fucking show. Like, if granted. Yes, I'll tell you right now, Naruto has a lot of problems right now, Right. I love Naruto. I fucking loved Naruto back then. I used to have... that's how I got exposed.
You were wearing the damn headband at the beginning of the...
I was wearing the headband. I got two more. And dude, I'll tell you right now, the sweetest memory... Naruto holds a special place in my heart. I used to...
You used to run the school. You used to run the school, like when
I did, man. I used to fucking go and get sushi with my best friend, and we would always read the chapter every weekend together, bro. I remember when Nikki died. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry, but just like, dude, I'm like, bro. Okay, yes, some series have special places in our heart, and we can admit those faults and whatnot. But when someone says your fucking series is shit just because I don't like it, like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Especially when they haven't read it or watched it.
Oh,
like, that's me. So, I can't make an opinion or a thing on One Piece or Naruto because I haven't dove into them yet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've read enough of One Piece.
Will I fuck around with I fuck around with like Zypher or someone like that who's like a One Piece like fanboy? I'll be like I'll call him a OP tard. Like that's joking around. Like he knows.
Yeah, that is.
Like he knows I haven't dove into this series yet. He knows I'm just fucking around with him because he knows that I know how big of a fanboy he is about this series. Like, but some people like. You got to be careful. It comes back to what we were talking about at the beginning because, some people might really take offense to you calling like an OP tard. Yeah, like that's why like, I like, especially when I first start talking to someone, when I first meet someone, or it's my first interaction with them, like whether it's on Twitter or something, like, I'll try to kind of get a feel for like, like that person's. What they like with anime or manga, or what they dislike with anime and manga before before get into like joking around and all that again.
Viridian. My life.
You can get two pops now, boys. Yeah. Veridan is the man.
You're gonna send that to me, PayPal, right?
I got you, bro. It's only fair.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's for both of you guys, man. For everyone here.
Yo, shout out to Viridian.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Yep.
But like, for real, like, I honestly think people get too offended nowadays with over the most stupidest things with anime, or it's not even anime. Just in general, everybody gets triggered over something these days.
It's true.
And I don't even know what else I could really say.
People need to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah, honestly, you got to remember, anime is love, anime is life. I get it, but
that's accurate.
But the thing is that you can't take what somebody says on the internet so goddamn seriously.
So true, man.
Regarding these certain things that we're talking about, of course. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like Winnie the Pooh. When he's holding his honey and he's like, think. Like I'm just like, what? How exactly did the anime community get like this? Like,
I'll tell you, because now I'm gonna go into the super old days.
Yeah,
I feel like I have nothing to talk about right now because I've kind of been repeating the same stuff. But hopefully, if Aaron goes into something more detail, I'll be able to jump on out of that.
Let's see what happens. Okay.
So, we did say a lot of this was going to relate to each other, which it does. So.
Right. Yeah, which is nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't know what else I could really say besides everybody.
We're just trying to beat it into your heads.
So here's the thing. So way back in the day, we're talking about now the 90s, okay? Which many of you might have been around during that time. Because I was born in 1990. When I started watching anime, I was like 4 to 5 years old. I started watching anime. Now, anime was something that no one knew, that word. That word didn't exist, okay? Mm-hmm. There was no, I'm watching anime today. No. Even people that watched anime from way back when, like the 60s and 70s, didn't know what anime was. It was Japanese animation at best. That was like the only word you were to get. But it was cartoons. That was all anyone ever said was something was. Pokemon was cartoons. Digimon was cartoons. Mm-hmm. Like Voltron was cartoons.
Sailor Moon. Did you say
Sailor Moon was cartoons. All that stuff was cartoons. There was no anime. Now around like
you're absolutely right. Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Right around like the late 90s, we started seeing people start saying, "Oh, that's anime," because we started seeing this whole thing where anime started getting more and more popular. Toonami was probably one of the biggest things with that. Anime on demand started getting very big, and those things started building up anime in the world. Those were the first stairs to build up with anime. When anime started getting bigger, there started being, especially when the internet started getting bigger, because guess what, folks? I don't know if you guys know, the internet has not been around as long as you might think it has been around, okay? The internet's still a very new concept. It's only been like 20-something years old in retrospect. It's not been around that long.
Was it like late 90s, like early 2000s?
It was late 90s when the internet started kind of getting there. A little bit further, and then Google came out, and that's how it was. The internet's new. Mm-hmm. People think the internet's been around forever. I'm like, no, it hasn't. It really hasn't. I was there when the internet started booming, okay? When you started having forums and people that made websites, when they started doing that because websites were not easy to make, you started seeing people start talking about these shows and going, oh, I'm a big fan of Gundam, and they make websites for Gundam talk, and people will be like, oh, I want to talk about Gundam, and then all of a sudden you start seeing anime communities start spawning out of the world, where it's like you start having anime communities build up. They're very small. As Miles put it, it's like the cap size. It was just that tiny. It was very small.
I remember it, yeah.
Right.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, nobody, like, at the time, that Aaron's talking about, like, years back, like, the anime community was never as big as it was now.
No.
I mean, I remember when I started going to the gym and everything, I hardly saw anyone wear any, like, anime-inspired, workout t-shirts and whatnot. Nowadays, I see Dragon Ball all over the place. I mean, Dragon Ball's a very, mainstream series. But I mean, like, still, like, the amount of people, and come to find out that some of these people actually like anime, and I'm like, yo, what? Somebody at Chipotle mentioned my shirt, a couple years back, that I had Berserk. Shout out to the boy Memory who got me this. But like, somebody said, yo, you watch Berserk? And I'm like, yeah, it's just cool seeing people like that nowadays,
No, as Tiger just threw in there was a time when cell phones didn't exist either. People actually had to talk to like face to face.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, that's very rare.
Rarely,
but anime became this thing where all of a sudden it started getting bigger and bigger and started having this branching thing. It's almost like, best way I could put it for someone who doesn't understand, think of SAO's seed. SAO is the seed, the world seed. It is concept of that where it's spread out. It's like this giant blooming thing that legit becomes different communities, different places, different all this stuff, and people could kind of create things from that. Anime was like that. And then by the 2000s, mid-2000s, we started seeing anime communities rise up. We started seeing at conventions. You started seeing people going, hey, I watched Dragon Ball Z. That's the anime. And people are like, what? Midway through high school, I started finally meeting people that watched anime. Okay, that's how late it took me to finally meet people that started watching anime. Midway through high school, I started finding people. And these are Death Note started becoming things. SAO started becoming a thing, etc. All these things started popping up. The anime community started off as such a small little community, and then by now what it is right now, 2019, it's huge. And I'm happy. I agree with everyone here. I'm super happy about that.
And remember, like, going off of like what Aaron said, anime actually, well, like, believe it or not, back then, some people will probably know about this, but anime back then did not have a very good reputation in the West.
No, it did not.
Everybody related, whether it be manga or anime, to fucking hentai.
Dude,
the Japanese porn.
Yeah, I could speak on that. I can speak on that because when I was in high school, that's when I started, like, my senior year in high school. That's when I started getting into anime, and it's funny because, like, a lot of my friends who would like make fun of me and throw jabs at me and shit, like, they'll be like, dude, you watch anime, like, you can't, like, what are you talking about, like.
I had my automotive teacher say, you don't watch that type of shit, do you?
Like, the same people that were saying that to me, though, now watch anime. And
that's true.
And I'm just like, wow, I'll mess with them nowadays because they're my good buddies, and they just be like, dude, like, you watch anime, like, what are you talking about? Like, like, they would throw those kind of jabs at me, and I'm like, nowadays I'm just like, they're coming to me for anime recommendations. I'm like, yo, like, this is funny.
I had people. Hold on, really quick. Let me say something.
What?
It's hentai, and it's art. Alright, so I had to go.
Stanley.
I legit had people who didn't know what anime was would go be like, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z is anime. It's not a cartoon." I went, "Yes, that's an anime. It came from Japan first and foremost, then came to America later on." Yeah. People didn't understand that,
right?
But as Nate said, and even Miles said, once the anime community got bigger, it started getting to this point where the community started getting very volatile. Where you started having people going, "Oh, I only watch shonen, and shonen is the only thing that I'll ever watch," and that's cool. Listen, shonen's a great genre. I love shonen. I'm a little picky on shonen now because shonen is always the same type of story.
Right.
But shonen is a great genre. It's what got most people into anime. If you ask people what they started watching, if they started watching Dragon Ball Z, guess what? Shonen. They watched the shonen. Yep. That's what they started with. That's how it is. Even and all these things people say, it's always the same thing. Oh, One Piece is better than Naruto. Dragon Ball Z is better than Naruto. Naruto is better than all these shows. It's like, okay, cool. Listen, that's fine. You can have your opinion. It's fine. But at the same token, then people started taking it to more extreme territories. With like, dude, you're fucking absolutely wrong. You're
an idiot.
You don't know what you're talking about. You've never seen anything before. You don't know the true appreciation of shonen. There's only this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And then my favorite is like, oh, I've seen so much anime. It's like, how many animes have you seen? I've seen 10 shows. Excuse me? Dude, I've seen a couple thousand, bro. What's up? What are you talking about now? Oh, well, I've seen like the ones that matter, the ones that are like 500, 600 episodes. What the hell does that mean? Okay, so you've seen what type of genre? There's other genres. There's romance, there's a fantasy, there's science fiction, obviously. The list goes on.
Yeah.
But the thing is that as the anime community got bigger and bigger, it's like anything else. You had the people the poisonous apples that started coming into play, where these people
spreads like a freaking plague,
right? And they started making it where it's like you don't want to be part of certain forums. Like you go, Anime Amino is probably one of the biggest. I love Anime Amino. I really do. Anime Amino.
You still use that, by the way?
I occasionally. I don't use it as much as I used to.
Okay, because really like I haven't touched it in a while.
I'll tell you why I haven't touched it, because a lot of the people there started getting very weird. And it's not that I'm not saying they're bad people, but a lot of the people started getting really creepy. Well, I started getting messages from people going, "Oh, I've seen your videos. You know, I would love to meet you." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool and all. I'm happy, but what do you mean by you want to meet me?" And then people like, "Oh, I want to know where you live." I'm like, "No, I don't want to tell you where I live."
I think that's gonna. Yeah, but I think that's gonna happen, like no matter what. Like even like people like who do YouTube, like they'll get comments from fans and stuff. The bigger you get, the more people want to like actually
I've had
meet, which is nothing wrong with. But there's people out there who will literally stalk you. Which is anyway.
And I've had a stalk before, and I don't tell people that story very much. But the thing is that you have these people who, you know, are very unique. We'll put them as unique.
Right.
They start talking about anime. They start talking about what they like about anime. That's cool. But then they also start going very creepy about it. They start getting into the point where they also attack other people. You have the people that feel that their opinion is the only thing that matters. And I'm like, I told someone in my video recently, because I had someone say it's like every media has that. Every community has that. Yeah, every community has that. But here's what I think of, and this is me personally. This is where I'll end this on, at least from my side. You know, the anime community was built on something so unique. It's something that we all were made fun of at one point or another for liking. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure all of us had comments in school.
Yeah. Dude, whoever watches anime, believe it or not, they're fucking awkward, bro.
Yeah, no,
nowadays
everybody's awkward. Aaron's awkward. I'm fucking awkward.
Nowadays, it's more acceptable though. But like when I was in high school, yeah, like people gave me shit for it all the time.
Dude, when I was in school, because no one knew it existed, people were giving me shit. Like when you're watching that Japanese porn thing, I heard like on a daily.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I was one of those people that watch those Japanese porn things. You know, be careful about.
Yeah, like as I was saying,
that's all they see it as. Like
so robots of Japanese porn.
Yeah,
is that how that works? Okay.
I used to draw like anime characters and whatnot, and I remember one time I showed my automotive teacher it and whatnot, and he thought it was pretty cool. But then he was like, "You don't watch that, you know, Japanese porn shit and whatnot, right?" and I'm like, "No, this is a character based off of Avatar." You know, I mean, whether you say Avatar is an anime or a cartoon, it's like it doesn't matter. A cartoon. Yeah, a cartoon is basically American animated. Anime is Japanese animation, so it's literally the same thing. You know, it's literally the same thing. A cartoon can be anime.
It depends on the vein of it, but that's
whether it's like made in Japan, that's what matters. Well, but anyway, like it's just like, you know, it's weird hearing that shit. Like now you don't hear that shit. You don't hear that shit at all.
You still hear it once in a while, but it's very rare now. It's like
it's very rare.
Yeah. You only hear that like small.
I can't remember the last time I heard it though.
I heard someone in college one time say that to me, and I was like, "You don't know anime too much." And then I had someone ironically defend me, going, "What are you fucking talking about? Have you ever seen these shows?" And it's like that was a whole different thing. But you know, as Miles said, the people that watch anime, I'm not insulting us, but we're all awkward. We're all kind of strange. We're all unique individuals. That's what makes us beautiful, though. That's what makes us really kind of cool, is that we all have that weirdness to us. I make fun of like Miles for doing weird shit once in a while, but I never attack him. I never actually mean it like any of that, because like, hey, dude, I do weird shit. I'm wearing freaking gloves like right now. Look at this.
We were fucking wearing sunglasses and a Naruto headband.
Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the beauty of anime, that our community was built on something that was already seen as weird. It is now blown up. That you go to movie theaters that aren't small movie theaters. You have the red carpets in LA.
Yeah.
The big ones that are reserved for big movies are now showing like Dragon Ball.
And even though
these things,
going off that, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, like nowhere in my wildest imagination did I ever think like that was gonna happen. That's basically E3 but for anime. Crunchyroll still needs to work the kinks out of that show and whatnot. But but the thing is that like, look, this is taking place in Hollywood. It took place in Hollywood, right? Or was it LA? The Crunchyroll Anime Award thing that went down.
Took place in LA, I think. LA.
Yeah, but regardless, like that show, like anime has become so huge that it's just become this widespread thing that like now we have anime awards for it, and now every year it's like it's really surprising, just like the Game Awards. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Here's something that
video games reference anime, even the ones that aren't like anime based reference it. You'll see stuff in like Metal Gear will mention anime. Obviously, that's not really the guy, because the guy loved anime, obviously. But there's anime spread everywhere. It's become this thing where it's like there's nowhere that you don't see anime involved. Cartoons, like as Miles said, cartoons. I mean, we're talking about like regular cartoons have anime inspired elements to it, because they're like, listen, we love anime. We grew up with anime. We're putting it into it.
I just remembered something.
What's up?
You can finish what you're saying, but I just remembered something.
I'm just gonna say that no matter what, this is why we should all love and respect one another, because this is the community that, as weird as we are the community that when we started, no matter what, we're the people that were made fun of for what we love. That's why we shouldn't be making fun of each other for liking something that another person doesn't like, or saying, throwing shade at someone because your anime is better than mine. Who cares?
I know. That's a good point. That's a good point, dude.
Who cares if I'm Mal, for example? Mal has something at 4.5. If you love that show and you put it as a 10, who gives a shit? That means you love that show. And you find something great about it. No one that watches anime is considered normal, quote unquote, if there's such a word that even exists as normal. We need to love each other even more, because we need to respect that, hey, you like something that at one time was considered weird as hell, and now is blowing up to the point that you have big media outlets going, hey, this is like your name show. It became like one of the biggest things ever, and is selling worldwide and broke records. Or, I want to eat your pancreas, which is blowing up now too as well. As weird as that title is, people are like, oh my god, this show.
Yeah, they had like the American like pancreas. What is I don't know exactly what it's called. I think they had some campaign for the movie from like I don't know if it's like actually called the American Pancreas Foundation, but there's some organization like that where you like like there's some organization like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, if like Red Cross or something. I don't know, but like there was like donations, or like some of the money from the tickets or something like that was like was going to be donated to that foundation, like for pancreatic.
That's cool.
Yeah, like so. I found that that was like really awesome to but that's like stuff we see and can do nowadays with how the industry has taken off. Something I know Miles wanted to say something, but something that I like kind of noticed, I guess, is that like back then, like when anime wasn't really that popular, and people were like made fun of for it and everything, like something that I noticed compared to now is that people like kind of took pride in that, and like were like super passionate about it like then, compared to now, where I feel like it's more of like a casual thing. Like, I don't know, people aren't really like for these new people coming in, like they're not like super passionate about it, because I like, they're not like necessarily proud. It's just something like they're doing. But I feel like for me, like when I was in high school and watching anime, like it was something like when I was making videos and stuff, it was something I was like, and even to this day, like I'm just super proud of, I'm super passionate about it. Like, but I feel like for some of these people coming in, like that are just casually watching, they don't really see the
like some movie stars that say that they love anime and just watch like one show.
Yeah, but like, see, like I just feel like they're like, I don't know. I feel like some people just don't understand, I guess. Just where a lot of it stems from, and like
a lot of people don't understand. Neither the history and whatnot. I like.
There's a lot to it.
Aha moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I had that aha moment, like when Aaron was talking earlier, I just remember a video that I ended up making, a couple years back. It wasn't that long ago, but it was a couple years back, and I just remember one. I think it was CNN. I think it was CNN. Someone stated at CNN that if you like anime, you're a fucking Trump supporter.
Oh yeah. No. The article, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The article was like, if you like Japanese porn or Japanese anime porn, you're a Trump supporter.
That was literally, and I made that video, and
I don't know if that was on CNN, but I don't know if that was on CNN. It wouldn't surprise me if it was on CNN, but
I mean,
it was on some major news site.
But like, I'm not gonna get into politics or whatever. But even if you are a Trump supporter and whatnot, you can still like anime. That doesn't mean it's like. What?
That's what the whole thing is.
They don't understand.
Besides,
they definitely don't understand.
Besides, Trump made anime great again. So I mean,
he was Inuyashiki, remember?
Yeah, Inuyashiki, yeah.
Yep. He showed up there.
Oh man.
I think he's also made a cameo in some other shows, but
he's made a cameo on those shows too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, people will say the most ridiculous things. It's stupid. Yeah. But are we done with the topic?
Yeah,
I think so.
We're kind of done with it.
I mean, that pretty much covers it, you know.
Folks, listen. The bottom line: love each other, man. This community. This community I've watched go from what was a greatness to kind of a scary thing where it's showing signs of being very poisoned by a lot of people. And I'm not saying to attack other people like that or start fighting against other people like that, but don't engage with other people like that. That's the bottom line, because those people gain fuel off of you going, "Oh, I don't agree with you." No. Let that person talk their nonsense.
Yeah, they want you to like
let that person
back.
talk their nonsense. Let them talk whatever they want to talk, and be like, "Okay, that's your opinion. Whatever. That's it. You're done." Don't go into it, because otherwise it just causes more hate, more stupid. Let this community go back to what it was. I don't think it ever will be, but I think that honestly there could be a change in it as time goes by.
Surround yourself with good people.
Me personally, I don't think there will be a change. I think we're gonna eventually get the same stuff over and over and over. But I'm just like if it's one thing you could take from this video, okay, it's to not take anime too seriously. And I'm not saying don't stand by your opinion on a certain show, but like I'm just gonna say if you notice someone else trying to unleash fire on you, so to speak, then just move on. Don't even bother. Like
if they say anything hurtful, if they say anything derogatory, there's a report button on Twitter. Go, hey, I don't like what that guy said.
Yeah, if you're joking, that's fine, because I'll say right now, taking up a girl and God fucking sucks. I mean, shit.
Fuck you, man.
But it's like they both know it's a joke.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
These guys both know it's a joke. I love Girl and God, so.
What'd you say?
I have that same thing over there.
Don't be saying nothing about Girl and Log On. Come on, man. Okay.
You
know about the size of the universe? No, you don't. Anyways.
So yeah, that actually does it for the topics we want to discuss. We're gonna leave probably the last 5 or 10 minutes just for questions.
Q&A!
So if you guys have any questions, it doesn't have to be.
And recommendations.
Yeah.
As what we could possibly talk about when we do the next one.
Yeah, so topic recommendations, questions. The questions don't have to be relating to the topics we discuss in here. It could be any question.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, so.
Really fast, by the way. Really fast. Worst show of the season. Dimension High School. There you go. Just throwing that out there.
I'm not watching it.
Don't watch Dimension High School. It's trash.
Okay. Isn't it like a mix of live action and anime?
It is live action with a very small amount of anime. Very small. And it's the worst animation I think I've seen in recent history. Where it's like, you ever watch those AMV videos where the characters they have dancing and stuff? And
yeah.
Oh, guess what? I got some news.
What?
7 Seas has licensed the I Want to Eat Your Pancreas novel and
Woo woo!
Yeah, I already bought it. I pre-ordered it.
the novel.
Yeah. The novel.
Where's Shield Hero?
The novel.
Where's Spice and Wolf? How much are you?
I have them.
All right. So yeah, best hentai probably Onichichi, to be honest.
No.
All right, Bible Black.
No.
Neko knows what Dimension High is.
Well,
I did an article about that. I cried a little bit inside watching that show.
No comment on the hentai.
3 episodes. I want to kill myself.
No comment on the hentai. What are you talking about, bro? You got Bible Black, you got Onichichi, you know?
Why are you watching Bible Black first off?
Yo, I don't give a shit, bro. Bible Black was funny. Dude,
that's where I learned the word Futsunari, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that is. But I mean, yo, that's probably like the best hentai, man.
I don't know about that.
OG.
What do you hype most
Mankitsu happening. Okay. Best hentai.
What Usama asked, what are you hyped most about Vinland Saga? No spoilers. I'm hyped for the animation. Besides all that stuff, the animation looks freaking amazing. Which studio? Good job.
I'll tell you right now, though. Vinland Saga. All right. Okay. Please, which studio? Okay. Like you can I don't care. You can animate something fucking completely great and still have a shit story. If you skip out on several key moments from the manga that make the manga great, if you skip out or alter it, I'm just gonna. I don't know.
If they pull yo, how mad will you be if they pull a Berserk?
I'll be mad. Like if they pull a Berserk, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. I mean, just think of it. This could be another Handshakers. Okay, I don't want it to be Handshakers. Okay, like okay, but no. I'm just saying, because like yes, the animation looks good and whatnot, but I'm just hoping that they adapt this beautiful series like correctly. Like I have faith in what studio, but
I have faith in them too. I have faith in them too. There is going to be a lot more CG than what was showcased in the preview because it is just a preview. But I think like if they there was some nice 2D animation in the trailer as well. But like
those fight scenes are amazing.
Yeah. Like, but if they I think if they leave it for like the big with a lot of people fighting like the ship battles and all that, if they like maybe limit the CG to that. I don't think I'm really like even the CG didn't even look that bad in the trailer, honestly. What we did see of it, it's gonna be I don't think because Inuyashiki had some like it was okay CG. Sometimes it looked kind of like but I think it's even gonna be better than that, like in terms of like the animation. But me anime only. I've heard great things about Vinland Saga, mainly from Miles, and. A lot of people put it up there on that same status as Berserk, so I'm really excited for that. I don't think I've watched an anime, honestly, that like focus on like a period where there was like Vikings.
Vikings have I don't think
so I'm trying to think. I'm hoping, that's like going to be a first for me. So
yeah, what I'm hoping is that because. Originally, I think Vinland Saga really didn't sell too well, so I'm
still
just
not selling well. Unfortunately,
well,
I hope the anime boosts its sales.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm hoping that the anime will boost it up and whatnot because as far as to my knowledge, I'm not exactly sure. But I think the reason why I didn't really do so well in Japan is because of the fact that Vikings aren't. But you don't see Vikings in anime in general. So I mean, like. Or in manga in general. So, like, Vinland Saga is, like, one of the first that has kind of showcased that. But I'm really hoping that with the anime, the manga definitely explodes in popularity. It's not going to be, something like One Piece, but, I mean,
it could be a case, though, like, which would kind of suck if, the anime, say it's only going to be 12 or 13 episodes, and it doesn't sell, much more. That might be the only season that might be the only season we ever get, So a lot of people are gonna just be, forced to go to the manga. So
they'll have to do like a one of those anime only endings.
Yeah, it could. It could be a case like that, honestly, where we may not ever see another season, or it might be a while, So I'm hoping that it does boost the sales, pretty well.
And
really quick as we end this, because I don't want to talk about Vinland Saga the whole thing,
Yeah.
but like Vinland Saga, there's no supernatural elements in this series at all. Like, it's the most grounded and realistic take with Vikings, the history, a Viking tale that you'll come across in manga, and that's what makes the series so good. Like,
it's very historically. Like, I've read a lot of Vinland Saga, not all of it. I think I read, I want to say maybe 3 volumes worth, maybe 4 volumes worth. I want to say maybe.
That's probably like one of these.
No, like I'm saying volumes worth, like the volumes itself.
Like of these volumes?
Yeah, like the actual volumes.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say that out of what I read and on my memory of it, it's very historically correct on how it does things with like how families will go and fight each other, or how they interact with one another, or how they fight for honor for certain things. Because I know a lot about Viking like background and lore and all that, so it's pretty damn accurate, as Miles said. That's one thing I love about it. Because I love when anime can do that correctly. Because there's a lot of anime that can't. Case in point, World War II. We need a World War II anime. I'm sorry, we need one. Doesn't have to be, it just has to happen one day. Yeah. Just throwing that out there.
Not with any like magical girls and all that bullshit. Neko asks, what do you all feel about Beastars, the wolf anime from Studio Orange?
Never heard of that.
I saw the little preview for it. Studio Orange, the same studio that animated Land of the Lustrous. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but Land of the Lustrous, great, underrated show. People talk about it, but I feel like more people should be talking about it. Probably this means we're gonna have a delay in the next season of Land of the Lustrous, but I've heard good things about Beastars, and I guess like all the characters are wolves, I think.
So it's like Wolfrain?
I don't know. I mean, it looks...
I've never actually heard about this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where am
I mean, I've heard good things about the manga, so obviously just from the trailer we can expect, almost full... I would actually say full 3D animation. So, which, I mean, if you look at Land of the Lustrous, one of the best CG animated shows you'll see. So yeah, I can't really say too much on it, but I am kind of optimistic about it because Studio Orange to me has like proved themselves with being towards the top there with 3D animation. So I just hope they can adapt the story correctly. I'm not going to be personally reading the manga, I don't think, unless they put them out physically. I don't know if there's any volumes even out physically yet, or if they've planned that. They probably will with the anime coming if they haven't done that already. But yeah.
I saw Yuki post a comment. I'm trying to find it.
Favorite non-seasonal show that you are watching at the moment.
Most of the stuff that I am watching right now has been basically seasonal. But the only anime that I kind of have been watching on the side, but at the same time not really as much because of all the seasonal shit, is Banana Fish. So
I'm watching Hanada-kun, which is based off of what's it, Bakuman? No, not Bakuman.
Honda-kun?
Yeah, Honda-kun. It's a prequel to the other one.
Is it Bakuman? No.
It's
Barakamon.
Barakamon. Yeah, I'm watching that. I love that shit.
Yeah. My favorite non-seasonal I'm watching right now is probably Chihaya Furu, season 2, or I'd probably say Yona of the Dawn.
Yona of the Dawn is good. I gotta get back into that.
Yeah.
What about Kaiji?
Kaiji is good too. I would probably say Chihaya Furu. No. My one answer would be Chihaya Furu, because I'm finally back on season 2, and it's already off to a good start, and I'm really excited for season 3. But I gotta finish season 2.
Giro said, "Are you guys still sponsored by Barnes and Nobles?"
Oh man, they dropped us.
Did you guys? Yeah, I'm still sponsored. Did you see my haul? I did. Still sponsored.
Yeah. No.
I got this latest volume of Vinland Saga.
Hey, Miles, son has
Miles,
son has a question for you. Son has a question for you. He's like,
right, hold on. Let me see. I gotta read it. Hold on.
You've been watching Banana Fish? I don't know about that one.
No, okay.
Have you really been watching it, my boy?
My boy, did you not hear me? I said I've been watching, but at the same time, kind of not really, because of the seasonal shows I've been watching. So that shows you that I made some progress, but not much.
No, seriously. Like for example, like Hanukkah, I'm only 3 episodes in. I think because I'm also watching like a dozen shows. It seems like for this season, and try to catch up to everything. I'm still trying to catch up to Love Is War. I'm still trying to catch up. The Promised Neverland just finally caught up with, even though I already knew that huge spoiler everyone was talking about. Like I know it already.
Son knows that I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So I mean, like,
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2, by the way, is amazing.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I'm watching Arpeggio of Blue Steel too. That one's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but it's pretty unique, honestly. It kind of reminds me of Space Battleship Yamato, just like just in the water.
Can you give us the intro?
What?
Can you give us the intro?
For what?
Space Battleship Yamato.
Wow, son is throwing shade at you, Miles. I can't see
you
you're
choose Senken Yamato. Dun, 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 dun. I love that shit. But yeah, Arpeggio Blue Steel is good as well.
You know what, son? After this, my boy, after this stream, meet us in the Discord. Okay? Meet us in the Discord because we got to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
I watched the first episode, by the way, of Big White Up too. I know what you're talking about. She's talking about sports anime.
Oh yeah,
if you started something over a
Big
month
White Up's
ago,
good, by the way.
Okay, son. I'm gonna stop looking at son's comments now.
Damn.
What's your favorite Disney movie since it's clearly connected to Kingdom Hearts? Oh, that's a hard one, to be honest. I've always been a fan of Hercules. So
I have too, man, to be honest with you.
So I mean, that's like my go-to Disney movie.
Shit, I love Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 was amazing. That movie made me cry. And I was already an adult, so that goes to show you.
I mean, there's a lot that it's kind of hard to say.
You got a friend in me.
Toy Story is also really good. Yo, Toy Story 4. Okay, this is becoming a podcast now. All right,
this was the open discussion portion, man.
That's true. Can you tell us when we can look forward to more Hunter? All right, I'm not gonna read the rest of that.
Wait, what?
I'm not reading the rest of that.
Oh, I'll read it for you. Can you tell us when we're looking forward to more Hunter content, Miles? No, but someone asked us when's the next AniBrigade. I said next year.
Nah, we're gonna have it sooner than that.
We're gonna try. We'll try because I mean I really do like doing that, and I forgot how much.
Oh shit, we've almost been streaming for like 2 hours. I just
good man. That's good for the views and money. What?
Dude, this video's
demonetized. It's already demonetized. It doesn't matter.
I know. Well, we got $10, so I mean.
All right, lightning round. For 1 minute, throw in your most curious questions, and we'll try to answer it as quickly as possible. I'm going to put a timer down for, well, just to give us more time since there are 3 of us. We'll say 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes.
Lightning round.
All right, hold on.
And then we'll wrap it up after this. That'll be it.
Yeah, because I got to pee bad.
Dude, no, listen. It sounds fucked up, but I also have to go to the bathroom myself. Yeah, like I've been holding it in for now, like less, like.
Yeah. Ever since the third topic, I've been holding it in.
Spit out them questions.
The timer is on. Where's the anime episode?
I haven't seen no episode. Where's the audio? Secret hentai, dude. The Black Reaper loves hentai, man. I tell you. Hey, I'm not. That's no problem. Secret hentai genre.
Who will pee first? Probably Miles.
Probably me. I mean, look at this, man.
Secret hentai genre you love.
No, dude, stop drinking water then.
Secret hentai.
Dude, I can't, man. It makes it longer.
Miles, secret hentai genre. Go.
What longer?
What? Oh, quickly, what? My favorite hentai? What?
Yeah.
Your favorite hentai genre that. So much for the lightning round. Never mind.
Secret hentai genre you love. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Weirdest anime that you've seen.
I don't know. Passionate, bro.
I don't know what weirdest anime is. Oh, Dog and Scissor. Dog and Scissor is a weird anime. It's probably not the weirdest I've seen. Dog and Scissor is a weird freaking anime. She wants to marry the dog, which is creepy at one point.
Oh my
God. OP of all time.
Most disliked light novel. Shit. Out of my shelf.
Thank you.
Probably out of my shelf. To be honest, it's not a bad novel, but probably another because it kind of dragged on a little bit too much.
Excuse me?
Oh no!
Listen, because another dragged on for too much. It was a good fucking novel though. It was a good fucking novel, but it dragged on to the parts where I would literally fall asleep. Oh, time up.
Yeah, great lightning round, man. Great lightning round. Miles spent half of it going like, what? Huh? What?
All right, hold on. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. I'll give you. No, I'll give you one more minute. We'll do this 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right, ready?
Go back.
Boom. 1 minute. Go.
Another's light novel.
No, who cares about another? Just continue.
I do. I love Another's light novel. It's great. Godly. But the worst light novel I've read.
I'd rather watch the anime.
Oh, Your Name's light novel is pretty bad. I'm sorry. Like, I love Your Name the movie, but the light novel you can clearly tell was written as an afterthought.
I don't read a lot of light novels, so I don't really have one I've disliked so far. So
favorite OP of all time. That's really fucking hard.
Oh my gosh, to pick one? Kekai Sensen.
I gotta pee, bro.
Yo,
dude, stop doing that! You're an idiot. Okay, but
I got pee.
15 seconds.
I gotta pee.
Fucking throw up.
I gotta pee, man.
Dude, I gotta fucking pee, bro.
Aka's opening is amazing, by the way. I can listen to that shit all day.
Aka, Kekai Sensen. I mean, any flow OP, like.
All right, memory, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All he does
great lightning round. That was great, guys.
That was great, man.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for this episode of AniBrigade. It was really awesome to be back, as you can tell. But if we gotta pee.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta pee.
These guys
but if you guys can, go back to the AniBrigade podcast, this episode and probably other episodes, and link your boy Memory with your favorite moments, like a highlight reel, because that'll be great. That'll be great. Because I gotta fucking pee, man.
Now you mean Nico has to go pee now? Everyone's gotta go pee now, dude.
Yeah, let's wrap it up here. Like I said, that about does it for episode 5 of the AniBrigade podcast. We should have one relatively. It's not gonna be a year. It's gonna be way sooner than that.
It'll be 6 months.
Probably it'll probably be in the next week or two, couple weeks. We'll see just when it's perfect.
Next time we're gonna have Sun Wukong on the screen.
Hey, that would be dope.
Yeah, but why?
So yeah, leave us your topic recommendations down in the comments if you have not already. We want to thank you all for joining the stream, for discussing. It was kind of a hot topic, but it was good to kind of hear everyone else's opinions, and you'll get everyone's takes on the whole thing. And the other ones will not be as serious. I feel like it'll kind of be more like how the end of the stream was. That's how the future podcast will go, because this is something that's been on our minds, and probably a lot of your guys' minds obviously as well. So
yeah, I really wanted to get that off my chest, and I feel like I'm relieved now.
6 months. No.
So yeah, definitely look forward to the next one whenever it may be. Once again, thank you all so much for joining, and we'll see you guys in the next AniBrigade podcast. This has been me, Miles Maluzu, Professor Anime, and Blade Ninja, and we are out.
Kimi no zan 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 zazaimo.
Now go pee to your heart's content.
I gotta go. This way.